Hi, it's me from earlier. Okay, wait, Pumas. Thank you all so much for coming out to No Class. We have over, I believe we're nearing almost 150 people. Please give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much. The only way we get to do more of these is if people come to the current one we're doing. So you probably made the next one possible. Thank you so much. And thank you for filling these out from earlier. We're going to use these a bit later on. I'm going to take these over here. So what is tonight's show? For those of you, this is going to be impossible to see, but raise your hand if this is your very first No Class. Holy cow, that's a lot of you. Ah, damn. Raise your hand if it's your very first improv show that you've ever seen. Woo! That's oh, wait, no. Well, here's how this show works. We have a party. If you've never played a role-playing game before, the party are the characters that the players inhabit. And the party does not know what is about to happen. They don't know the characters they're about to meet. They don't know where they are. They don't know the story that we've cooked up. All the other improvisers and myself do know it, and we're going to be running them through it. And of course, they can decide, screw it, and go off in another direction, and we have to scramble and figure it out. So it is made up on the spot. We'll be doing some stuff with your suggestions, including the lines you've written down, some dice rolls later on, so thank you for helping out with that. For the really nerd-heavy rules in the audience, we're not using D&D rules, we're actually using a system called Powered by the Apocalypse, where I'll be rolling 2d6. Yeah, Apocalypse system. Love it. Faith? No, I don't. 2d6. A roll of a 10 to a 12 is a complete success, a 7 to 9 is a mixed success, and a 2 to a 6 is an abject failure, and I will punish the party thusly. You guys ready to get started? Clean up here. I'm going to move over here, and we're going to start some fantasy nonsense. Let's do it. Okay. Our story concerns the exploits of a raging barbarian, a wise druid, and a noble cleric. They are Riven, the Wrathful, Ren, and Virillion, the Deacon of Esteem. And each of you, awaken in an unfamiliar and dangerous place. You three emerge from a still and dreamless sleep on rough, uncomfortable slabs of stone. Above you is gray stone. To your left, gray stone. The same is behind you, below you, and to your right and in front of you are thick iron bars. You are each in a prison cell, separated, and you do not remember why. All you know is there's some voice, some instinct in your head telling you to break out. You have no memory of the past hours. You know who you are, but not why you were in a prison cell, bereft of your weapons. And your first task is, of course, again, obvious, break free from your cells. Let's meet our party. We're going to move cell by cell for this, starting in our far left cell for you. Starting with our human barbarian, Riven the Wrathful, revealer of cowards, seer of deaths. Did I get all of that?
Yeah.
Great. In the far left cell. And you are not alone. You actually have a cellmate. And to decide your cellmate, I thought this could be the first place we do some audience interaction. I need some folks to come up and roll these 2d6. Come right up here. Come up to the lip of the stage, please. Round of applause for our first volunteer. Let's give those a roll for me. All right. We have a 5 and a 4. Round of applause for 5 and a 4. A 5 is the race of your cellmate. You find yourself occupying a cell with a massive creature that you recognize from many exploits as a bugbear. This is a furry, nasty beast of a creature. Can we get him occupying the cell, please? A big, nasty bugbear. A 4 determines his personality, and he is just a wee bit irrational. And there you go. You're off to the races.
You know our word here, right?
No, I forgot.
It's the whole conspiracy, man.
Did I commit treason again?
It's entirely possible, but maybe they thought that you did. It's planted in your head.
I'm glad you're here to keep me warm. Bugbear.
We're here for each other, but maybe that's how they planned it.
I mean, mean, I'm okay with that kind of planning. Sometimes I fart at night.
It's okay. I have rather smelly flatulence myself.
Perfect. Let's lay down.
The voice in your head screams louder. Break out of your cell.
So I've been hearing things since the last quest.
You do?
I'm gonna look at the handle here of our cell door.
I suggest we try it. Let's get out of here. Let's
No,
bring it down.
even if you don't make it, like this was the last bugbear that I went with. He'll always be with me.
Oh, okay. What are you doing?
I'm looking at the handle of the cell door.
It's a traditional iron door cell handle. It slides.
Guards, I have to piss.
Nobody responds.
We've got a rather implement there. Could you use to maybe pick the lock?
I'm just gonna punch the lock.
You
okay?
punch it! Yay! You punch it! Oh no! It's a 6. Your metal gauntlet clangs off the bars, and you take 1 damage on your hand. Ouchies! That didn't work!
You know what? Maybe shoulder ram that lock.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna shoulder ram it.
All right.
On the count of 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
You rush through the iron bars, and the strength of both of you combined busts it off of its hinges, and Riven, you are out of your cell. The bugbear immediately scampers off, shouting about his freedom.
Wait, I'm still cold.
Does not want to hang out with you. Let's move on. In the middle cell, we have our druid. A Serene Fire Genasi is examining her surroundings. She has unnatural fireproof leaves in her hair. And she's waiting with another cellmate. This is Ren the druid. And Ren, your cellmate will also be determined by some dice rolls. If I can get another volunteer up here, right here on the aisle. Come on up and roll these, please, to determine the behavior of our next. A 6 and a 2. Thank you, a 6 and a 2. Thank you very much. Welcome. And that's it for these for now. A 6 means you are a tabaxi. A tabaxi is like a cat person. Meow. And a 2 on our personality scale is narcissistic. So you find yourself. Oh no, it's Andrew Lloyd Webber. Oh no. All right.
Making me kind of uncomfortable. What are you doing?
What am I not doing?
Do you happen to see a small... Pay attention. A small crack underneath there? You think...
What kind of crack we looking for?
Well, I can turn into a small animal, and I can go underneath it.
Again, it's a door of iron bars. Iron bars. Door made of bars.
Well, I can...
Turn into a ferret.
A ferret?
And you'll get right through the bars. They're cute. They got the tail.
All right, I'll turn into a ferret.
All right. You use your shape-shifting ability, the natural-born power of your druidic nature, and you turn into a little cute ferret with leaves in its hair, and you scamper through the bars because they're bars. They're just bars. and you leave your cat friend behind. Finally, in the third cell, we see a beautiful celestial being, a half-human, half-angel, an Aasimar named Virillion. Student of Vanus, god of vanity, you find yourself in another cell, but also not alone. Virillion, you find yourself accompanied by some kind of goblin wearing platform shoes.
Venus has not blessed you.
No, they have not. For the goblin, instead of rolling the behavior and stuff, we want to determine what this character sounds like. So you want to step forward and give us some examples, and we'll take some applause for example number 1.
Hi, this is example number 1.
There's that voice. Example number 2.
Hi, this is example number 2.
And number 3.
Hey, example 3, what up?
All right, it sounds like, let's hear an applause for haggard smoker voice. And let's hear it for Pride Month voice. That sounds like it's haggard smoker. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up, good looking? I'm Gerb Lynn. Didn't know I was gonna have another friend, but here we go.
There's been some mistake. I need my own private quarters.
Oh, private court, oh, buddy. I didn't know you wanted this not a stream show. What? This is streaming right now online.
Oh, well, that's why I need my private quarters. I need to put on my makeup and look beautiful for the people watching.
Oh.
Maybe there's a way we can go out and find a bathroom there I can get ready.
Gross.
I mean, we could try to get out, yeah.
Have you been in here long?
Oh, for a long time.
So you must know a way of getting out, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I can do the nose trick.
Please, elaborate.
Oh, well, I can crinkle this down into a key and just kind of wiggle.
Your skills are very interesting. What else can it shapeshift into?
I'll tell you later, cutie.
No,
I really
no, children in the audience. I don't even know what stat to roll for nose wrinkling. Here we go. Yeah, it works. It's an 8 and it works.
Yeah, we got it.
And the door swings wide, and all 3 of you and Gerb Lynn are out of your cells. And as you read, yeah, they got out. They did it. And as you reunite, all 3 of you begin to feel a fog lift from your minds, and you remember the previous hours. And I need all of you to step far up stage. You remember the previous hours. It is yesterday at dusk. The 3 of you are seated in high-backed chairs around a large table covered in maps and documents and small wooden models. Men and women in armor stride busily to and fro, all looking very official. You are back in your home, the mountain city of Cordillera, nestled at the edge of the Grand Peak Mountains, the gateway to the Sword Coast. In front of you stands a heavy-set, older, officious half-elf in full militia garb. It is your guildmaster, Everett Whiplash Graham, the captain of your Adventurers Guild, NOMA, the network of momentous achievements. They named it, I did not. At his side, as always, is the perky intern paladin and self-described, or I guess she has a sash, queer scout, Mallory Sheridan.
I got you your coffee, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, Mallory.
Remind me, how much college credit am I gonna get for this internship?
How much do you need?
A whole diploma's worth.
Not that much, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can do like 2. Anyway, I've called you here, you 3. On a-
Yeah?
I need at least 13 hours of beauty rest and you've interrupted it. What do you want to tell me?
My sincerest apologies, Virillion. An important matter has come to my attention. The Iron Wraith prison is lost. Cordilleras Royal Militia has lost contact with... Oh, yes, thank you. Has lost contact with the prison.
Did they lose the entire prison?
It seems so. Well, no. There is one thing that is still okay with the prison. They're still accepting regular shipments of prisoners. As you know, the Royal Militia cannot spare the men to go check out every little quarrel with the prison. So it falls to us to figure out what is going on. You 3 will infiltrate the prison as prisoners. No, it's a good idea. I've run it past people, haven't I, Mallory?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. The 2 people that came before you, we haven't heard from them since, though. So, and then the 2 people before that, we did hear from them, but it was more like...
Everyone agrees it's a good idea.
We have some questions.
Can I have a roommate that keeps me warm? I can
There's a lot of paperwork, and I'll see what I can do. I'll pull some strings.
Thank you.
Yes.
Will I get my own private quarters?
No. They don't exist in prison. Yes.
Can you also put someone in mine that is an animal like me?
Oh, you know what? I was just looking at the arrest records. I think I can do that.
Yay!
Any other questions about what you need to do? Yes. What, you're not even going.
I was just going to tell you that I do have a badge for prison entrapment, and I just want to make sure that you take note of that in my records for when you get me the college credit.
I'll write it down. Noted. Thank you for the copies.
Welcome.
All I need from you
Go ahead.
is to wrest control of the prison from whatever vile forces have caused it to fall off the map, and then come back here. Easy peasy.
And you think the best way is if we go in without weapons?
The only way.
That doesn't sound very safe.
No one else has brought this concern to my attention. So I'm dismissing.
And that's the end of the flashback scene. A+ for delivering exposition. Your memories become less hazy as you stand in this cell block. You recall being put into a wagon on its way to the Forgotten Wastes, the marshland that holds the Iron Raid prison at its center. And you recall being put into an enchanted sleep so you could be processed as prisoners without raising suspicion. What do you do now?
So you said you've been around here long.
Oh, I've been around.
Do you know anything about this disappearing prison?
Disappear. Yeah, I mean, it's changed a lot lately. I mean, you three all showed up and people are sad. It used to be kind of a happening place, but now everyone's crying.
You saying that's our fault?
Yeah.
I have lit up this prison, if you couldn't tell.
I didn't want to jump to conclusions, but you three are all here and everyone's sad now, so.
Sad.
Can I get a smoke?
Oh, sure.
Please throw your bones at me.
Anybody else? These are currency here, so.
It's bad for your lungs.
I'll take one if it's currency.
Oh, yeah.
Mine went out. Can I have another?
No.
Good.
Thank you.
This is good adventuring.
So let me get this. Why are you guys here? You all broke out. That seems special.
We were bad.
Very bad.
I believe that for you. What about you, Goody Two Shoes?
I stole something. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bet you did.
I did. Pinky promise.
Someone's hot? Okay. What about you, pretty?
I wore white after Labor Day.
Oh, shit. You're the only one that deserves to be here.
I know.
Okay. But really, there's nothing else you guys need. You're not here for anything special. You can talk to Gerby. Come on.
Who's in charge of this prison?
Well, not me, but kind of me. There's a big old man.
A tall man?
Yeah, he's tall and he has like a statue of himself somewhere in the yard.
Is he handsome?
What's your? Maybe.
I haven't seen him. I don't have an opinion yet.
Yeah.
Important information.
I mean, I haven't.
I think his nose is growing bigger.
It did. I haven't been out of prison for a while, so they're all kind of handsome to me. I won't lie.
Do you speak to the leader of the prison?
No, the statue speaks to us though a little.
Can you bring us to the statue?
Yeah, I guess if that's what you want.
Yeah.
Let's go see the statue.
All
Great.
right, let's go to the courtyard. You
I
follow
love
me.
that idea. You make your way through the massive cell block towards the only exit, which, as you know from your planning session with Guildmaster Graham, leads into the open-air yard of Iron Raid Prison. Barring your way out of this hallway, however, are two figures wearing the uniform of Iron Raid Prison guards. However, these aren't human guards or elven or even dwarf guards. These are, and you can tell you've encountered these before, these are Grimlocks, large, blind ogres wielding clubs. A Grimlock is like an ogre if it were somehow even dumber and always hungry. How do you get past?
come in and we demand food right now
Here.
because lunch is in 3 hours and we're hungry.
You guys let us pass now, or I'll eat you.
You threaten the prison guards, and they immediately go to attack you because I guess let's fight. Let's roll initiative. Quick question, Gerblin, are you fighting?
Oh, probably. Who cares?
Well, that's a natural 20 for your initiative roll. Way to go, Gerb. Gerblin. Gerb, you're at the top of the order. Let's roll for the prison guards. They rolled a 14, so they're there. Gerblin, you're up first. What do you do?
Hey, hey friends, I'm gonna play you a little song to perk you up.
What? You pull out your musical instrument.
It's a curse!
What is that?
Wait. What are you doing with this spell?
I'm making them feel good.
You make me feel good.
That's Gerblin's Happy Good Time song.
That is not one of your abilities. Make them feel good.
You want to make me feel good? Give me some French fries.
You can hurt them, you can drive them into a berserk frenzy, or you can like heal an ally. What do you do? Pick one.
Well, I guess I'll make the grumpy one go into a berserk frenzy.
Alright.
I'm hangry.
Well, yep, that's a natural 12 plus 2. That's a 14.
Yeah,
The very hangry guard swings his club, but he swings it at his ally, doing... I have to roll dice now. Crap. I wasn't ready for this eventuality. Doing... Oh, dang, 7 damage. That hurts him quite a bit.
It's a bad song. What do you want?
It was a bad song. Brilliant. You rolled your initiative next. What do you do?
Ribbon,
Yeah.
your fists. You will punch them, but I bless you by asking Venus to bless you with a muscle pump, much like you would do push-ups before going out to the bar.
You don't have your holy symbol with you, so I'm going to make you take -1 for your spell, which causes it to fail. The connection's bad. Vanus is like, I'm in a tunnel, beep, and it goes apart.
I don't feel stronger.
Performance
you
issues
do
get
this.
all of us.
Now it's the turn of the Grimlock, who is not insane. What do you do? Anytime. You got a club to give you a hint of what you should do.
Sorry, think.
You just club one of us.
You swing your club right in front of you at Ribbon, okay? How about that?
Sure.
We gotta move this show along. Ribbon, what do you do?
I block the club with my gauntlet, and I
You
grab
block
its
it.
throat.
You parry successfully and you push the Grimlock aside. And I'm gonna say that
No.
you pushed it really hard and it kills him. You got 1 guard left, and it is Ren's turn.
He was my only friend.
No, it's Ribbon's turn. Sorry, Ribbon. You
I grab his weapon.
You grab his weapon. You grapple his weapon away from him. No, that's a 3. He shoves you aside into the stone wall, and you take 2 damage. Damn, dude, you're already hurt. You're not good at this game at all. Ren, you are up. What do you do?
Calling upon my forest ancestors, I ask you to turn me into a snake.
Damn, dude. Yes, that's a 9. You successfully turn into a nasty poisonous snake, and you coil up his legs. Do you do anything else? You like bite him or constrict him?
I really hate to do this, but I'm gonna bite you now.
You bite into his nasty Grimlock legs. He's wearing some kind of, you know what? No, it's just his tough leathery skin. You only do 1 damage. Wah, wah.
Oh, you're just a weak old snake.
Hey.
I could cook you and eat you for dinner.
We're back at the top of the order. Gerblin.
All right, buddy. I've been smoking on this for a while. Gonna put it out right between your eyes.
You just go put a cigarette out in his eyes. Are Gerblin's rolls gonna be incredible all night? That's a 12. And 5 damage.
I was blind anyways.
Brilliant, what do you do?
I've had enough of this. I'm going to slap you.
Well, your strength is -1. But you rolled real dang good. This is a slap for the century. You do 3 damage, and with 1 hit point left, he dies. You pass the small containment hallway into the yard, a massive open-air octagonal-shaped pen. Walls rise high on all sides, topped with massive sharp wire, from which the occasional arc of blood-red energy shoots out from one end to the other. You actually see like what are those bird people, an Aarakocra, like try to swoop down, and he gets just full force stopped, and he like flips off you the bird. A bird flips you the bird, and he flies away. I don't know, he's a dick. You see along all the 8 walls, there's another set of guards, except for the entryway immediately to your right. The yard has a few other notable features. It's filled with shuffling creatures of every shape and size. For all intents and purposes, these are zombies, not the undead, but with so little awareness and cognition of what's going on, they're the living equivalent. The other notable feature in the yard is directly in front of you. A massive statue reaching nearly the top of the wall of an officious-looking human man. Tall, a bit portly, standing with his hands in front of him. As you walk out, a booming voice.
Hello!
A booming voice emits from the statue.
Welcome to prison! Make sure your shoes are tied with Velcro.
And the voice goes dark, and the statue goes lifeless, and disappears. It doesn't really disappear, it's dead. It disappears from stage. Because it's not doing anything anymore. So where do you go from here?
All right.
7 other entrances, 1 blocked by a statue, and every other one except 1 blocked by guards.
Can I make a suggestion? Watching you all do that without your weapons was an embarrassment.
That's why we looted the guards.
Oh, you have a club. You're so smart.
Do you want to die?
Maybe. We'll see how the night goes. Here's my suggestion. We can go to the barracks where they probably locked all your pretty little weapons away. We can armor up, and then we can take on whatever other gods we come across.
I like that idea.
Which door is it?
That one.
The one you came out the cell block, and you're remembering the map in
Oh,
your mind.
yes, it's to my right.
You're
yes.
remembering the map in your mind. If you turn around,
Yes, I remember.
if you turn around, you'll remember the map in your mind. If you turn around,
Oh, yeah.
you'll
See?
remember the map.
To
in
my
your
right.
mind. Yeah, immediately to your right. The only entrance without guards.
Yeah, that's the only one conveniently not guarded by guards is where they keep the weapons.
Let's head to the barracks. I need my staff.
Convenient. You make your way across the yard and approach the hallway, which has a simple-looking door that you walk through. As you pass through, you find yourself in another simple hallway lit with torches, at the end of which is another door, but this one is massive and ornate. And there it is. It's a big door. It's just a real big door.
Seems
And
to be
as
no
you
one home.
knock, the area where you knock turns into a mouth, and it gives your hand a little lick. And it starts talking to you.
Oh, hello.
That was
You're a rather handsome father.
You are a very charismatic door. I enjoyed that lick.
You're a rather handsome young man, I dare say, with your beautiful locks and your glistening face.
I know.
Are we to be married on the morrow?
To the door.
Yes.
I'm not going to say no, but we should talk about this later. How do I come through you?
I don't know. It's just all in and out all day with the guards, but they all have the password. No one ever tells me what they think of me anymore. I just feel so lonely anymore.
Well,
Could you please give me some comfort?
I think you're a magnificent door.
Oh.
You're hard, strong.
And the door opens. This is over. My microphone died when the door opens. Please listen. And you head into the barracks. guards are now monsters, but you find a few intact lockers with some guards' uniforms and a door to the room beyond marked confiscated goods.
Well, I think we should go confiscate goods.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, you head through. This door does not talk. It doesn't want anything. You know what? Screw it. It talks and it says, "Thanks for opening me. Yum yum yum. It's like I'm eating you." I don't know. Yum yum yum. And you find all of your weapons. You find your gear. You can ditch the terrible clubs, and you head back. Wait, I don't know. What do you do next? You have your weapons.
Is there anything else in here, Gerblin?
Yeah, probably.
All that's other in here. All that's in here are some guards' uniforms.
Let's grab these uniforms.
Yeah, that seems smart.
All right, each of you puts on some guard uniforms through the power of imagination. Because a lot of time was spent on costuming. And now you are dressed as guards. You probably won't have to murder any more of them.
Grr.
This outfit is murder.
Where do you go next?
Let's head back to the courtyard with the hideous statue.
Okay.
You head back into the yard, and as you step into the yard again, once again, the statue of what you assume is the warden, based on Gerblin's description, springs to life and gives another announcement.
It's 2 for 1 on pizza in the commissary, but please, no open wounds.
And it's lifeless. It doesn't do anything when you do that. And you're back in the yard. Where do you go next?
I'm hangry now that I wear a guard's uniform. Let's go to the cafeteria.
Oh yeah, the mess hall that's like right above where we just were.
Yeah, well, if we were looking at a map, it'd be above us.
That's what I'm saying.
But we live in a 3D world, so it's to your right.
Yeah, it's kind of above us to the right. It's
All right.
definitely north that way.
All right.
North right.
Lead the way. You know all these directions.
Shit, okay.
You head towards the hallway to the mess hall, which is again guarded by 2 Grimlocks. They get a good smell of you. You smell like the guard uniforms, and they let you through. We don't have to fight anymore. Phew. The mess hall is disgusting. Food lines the walls. The tables and chairs are mostly busted, and it is easy to see why. Sitting in the center of the room is a massive, slimy, grayish-green creature. I say the center of the room because by default, this creature occupies the room's center and about 90% of it. He's just that big. He is moaning and flailing his massive tentacles and complaining.
Food!
about
I
the state
want more food!
And then you see, from the opposite side of the hall, a small figure in a chef's uniform emerge from the door.
More food!
He climbs up the giant beast. He pours some food into its mouth.
Disgusting!
And climbs.
Disgusting!
Yep. And he rushes back in to make another video.
More food! More food! Graduate from cordon bleu my butt! Or like cordon bleu!
Gerblin,
Yeah, what's up?
squirt some milk on it.
What?
What?
Yeah, these have been out of operation for about 30 years, but
Hey, what are you all doing here? This is a private party. I've reserved this whole hall for all of eternity.
We came to bring you your food.
What?
Yeah,
I love food.
those guards'
Want
bodies that you
food.
killed.
Wait, what?
Want food.
Preacher!
Feed me food. I want food.
Yeah, no,
More food for me.
Yeah, we
I'm
got it.
hungry.
We got it.
And then the creature zips it for a sec so the part of his mouth.
Preacher! You're horrible to look at.
Thanks.
What is your name?
Well, in my native tongue, my name is Hula. But you can call me George.
George.
George. What's your favorite food, George?
All of it.
Any,
All of it.
any specifics?
Yes, all of it. I just said so.
At this point, the little chef, who you can tell is a very tiny frog creature,
Uh-huh.
hops out and lifts up and is about to pour some more food from his tray into the creature's mouth.
Oh, wait!
Oop.
Yes?
What are you feeding him?
It is a 2-for-1 pizza, eh?
You heard the statue?
I brought them in both. Oyster and pepperoni, eh?
Sounds delicious. What is the food? Why are you feeding this beast?
I'm hungry!
I cook all day for this man. Never is he satisfied.
I'm gonna help you feed him.
You can't get close. The tentacle, this beast is so huge, the tentacles knock you back. Does anybody else try anything?
Maybe I could use some fire and scare him.
Go for it.
Okay.
Using your fire genasi powers, you create a. What are you doing with fire?
I'm gonna throw it at you, alright?
At who?
You! George!
He has a name. It's George.
George, I'm sorry, that was really mean of me. George!
You chuck a fireball at George. It does nothing. There's not even a scorch mark. You get the feeling that this creature is real tough. Real, like fighting it is a bad, stupid bad. 5 skulls, bad idea.
Anyone got anything
Yes,
else?
let's go get those corpses that we made and bring them to him.
Does anyone have any other ideas other than feeding it corpses?
I will take a try.
No one has a spell that works specifically on food.
Yes. Bring those pizzas to me.
You get as close as you can.
In the power of Vanus, I make this food as delicious as I look.
You
And
cast
edible.
the spell Sanctify. Thank God that was a good roll. The food is glowing. It's suddenly a beautiful pizza. It doesn't have any olives because I don't like them. And the bullywug chef, because that's what he is, he's a bullywug, pours it into the frog demon's mouth.
Oh, delicious. Finally gourmet for George. Excuse me, I need to take a nap after a meal like that.
And George goes to sleep. And now you can cross into the kitchens.
Thanks, V.
Jeff,
Oh, yes.
you're with us now.
This is my least favorite thing you do.
I feel like that's a really bad idea, Ribbon. We should let him go.
No, we should hold him in case we run into any more hungry things.
Let him go.
I cannot cook without my kitchen.
Bring us to your kitchen.
Oh, it's right this way.
And he leads you into the kitchen. The kitchen is a very large room with ice chests and burners aplenty. It's serviceable, but it's not pretty. You also see a pantry with a large glass window through which you can see a very strange and glowing, hovering stone item. It looks like a small tentacle, for lack of a better description. The pantry door, however, is locked.
What kind of meat is that?
Oh, that's the meat. Oh, I've never cooked with that before.
You didn't answer my question.
I do not know. I look at things, it's an art, less science.
Open the pantry for us.
Aha, my friend. I'm afraid I cannot open the pantry door.
Why is that?
Oh, it is quite locked.
Where's the key?
He explains, I'll take care of it. He explains, the pantry is connected for some reason to every burner. And you have to turn them all on at once to open the door. And he can't do it alone, he's just a little frog.
Only have two hands, huh? Two very strong legs.
Where are the burners?
Yeah.
They're all in front of you, you're in a kitchen.
You do not
It's
see
like,
them? They're here and here and here.
it's like walking into a forest and saying, where are the
All right,
trees?"
everybody
I
grab
cook
a
over campfires.
Alright, you each take a burner, but you notice that with your regular hands,
I use my magic gauntlet and it floats over to the
Yeah!
extra burner.
your gauntlet of the mage hand. Yes. You create a spectral hand which floats over to another burner. However, that covers 11 of them and there are 12. What do you do to get this last burner on?
All right, Nature
What is it? What's up?
All right. I need you to turn me into a little creature like him so I can use one of my feet to turn on the other burner. All right?
They go, a little creature? You gonna be able to reach all of them? Oh, you know what? I
Something
got
a
it.
little bit bigger then.
I got it. Check this out. Oh no! What is it, my bullywug chef?
Oh, it is a 6.
Fantastic, thank God. You turn into a little monkey like Abu from Aladdin. You've got little monkey hands on 2 burners, and then your big old prehensile tail. Flips the last one, you flip all the burners at once, and the door swings wide. They solved the puzzle!
Ren,
What do you do?
would you do the honors of grabbing the stone?
Okay.
You approach the stone, and it like hovers towards you, and then shrinks down, and it's like handheld size. It fits in your hand, and fit into a pocket. You put it in your pocket. All right, where you go next?
Let's go back out to the courtyard. Come on, chef.
I simply could not.
Do you like hopping around?
It is my favorite thing.
Let's not lose that.
Just leave him alone. Let him do his job.
We need servants.
No, we don't.
You got me. You got me. I'm pretty much every kind of servant.
You're dry in the chest.
This frog is not going to produce milk for you, you gross weirdo.
He is saying we are leaving.
Right.
And that's final.
He stays in the kitchen, and you head back into the mess hall, where you see the sleeping guy covering up most of the room.
I'm bookmarking you.
But before you can leave, Gerblin says something.
Yeah.
And a reminder. Hey.
I just got a question for y'all. Like, do you really remember why you're here?
No.
I keep remembering like the reason I'm here, and it's because that one time with that one baby, and it was an accident, I swear, but
I mean, when we're done, you can stay here if you feel like you still need to serve.
okay. No, but I mean, like, it's gotten just worse lately. Like, do you remember anything? Like, are you feeling anything sad?
I live in the present.
At that point, the bullywug chef, whose name is Francois, hops out and sets a table for you all to have a meal, and he makes that same pizza, and it's blessed, so we don't have to worry about that. And each of you feel really compelled to share a horrible memory from your past. Like there's psychic waves of energy just compelling you to feel this memory, and you feel it really strongly. And I'm handing you each a bad memory from the lives of an anonymous member of the audience that are now your worst memory. Why don't you go ahead and share these one by one, please? Raven, what's your worst memory?
Well, when I was not yet exiled from my tribe, I was crossing the little cobblestone street in our village, and then I dropped my underwear in front of the lass that I wanted to be with, and she picked them up.
That's pretty.
Yeah. Oh, real sad story. Okay. I killed a baby. No, I didn't.
Brandon, what about you?
So, before my family died in the Great Fire, I had a little sister. And there was one time and she was just really annoying me. She sat in my lap and I slapped her. And that's the last time that I did to her before she died.
Jeez!
I feel like
I want to clarify, that last part was not on what was written. That's some fancy embellishment.
We went from like a 0 to an 1,000. It was just like a happy medium. Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Verillion, you feel compelled to share as well.
I'll land somewhere in the middle of those two.
2 cigarettes now.
When I was learning the ways of Vanus and studying in his church, I had to give a presentation about Vanus and why we should all love him. And I was so excited about the things he was teaching me that I peed myself during the presentation. Everybody was there. My dad was there.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Wow. and return to your quest back out into the yard. Having grown a little bit closer to each other, yeah?
I wanted to hear George's worst memory.
George is asleep. His worst memory was never being fed. You head back out into the yard, and as soon as you do, like clockwork, the statue springs to life to give another prison announcement.
Tonight's movie in the entertainment zone is Braveheart, starring Mel Gibson. Popcorn will be provided by the Paper Mache Club. They don't make faces anymore.
And the statue once again goes dormant. And you can tell, by the way, that the statue was made of the same stone as that strange, floating, glowing tentacle that you now have in your pocket. But this statue's enormous. Right now you're looking at like a shoe. That's how tiny it is. Where do you go next?
The gym.
You want to go to the gym?
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
I've been sitting all day. I've been in a cell. I need to exercise a tad.
Right.
All right.
Sounds great.
You head to the gym. Once again, a couple of those Grimlock guards give you a sniff with their blind eyes, with their powerful noses, and detect that you are fellow guards, and let you pass. The statue goes away.
Prisoners are reminded not to drop the weights when they are done because the clanging noise disturbs my sleep.
You enter the gym. A set of stairs leads down into a large square arena. On the right wall, you see it's stone until about 8 feet up, and then iron bars to the roof, letting in a great deal of natural light. These bars, too, like the roof, cackle with red energy, so it's probably not wise to touch them. In the center of the room is a single chair and a table facing you. And then there's also a huge statue in this room, and it's a statue of a very muscly, powerful dwarf who's like standing in a powerful pose, which we will see right now. There he is. You look around the corners of the gym, and you find at one of the corners, curled up and sort of sobbing quietly to himself, is a gray dwarf, a Durgard. And you quickly make out that this is the dwarf depicted in the statue, but like leaner and sadder and patheticer, maybe a little bit uglier, just smelly. Okay. That's enough world building. Go ahead.
Hi, short stuff.
That's not very nice.
Be gentle. Look at the creature he was at one point. I mean, he's got some work to do. What's happened to you?
Well, I don't want to be crazy or nothing, but I was like the arm wrestling champion of the world. And the problem is like I was so good at it, I would just like rip people's arms off and they don't die. So it's like, hey, come battle me. I'm like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Oh, fuck, your arm's off. And now like, you're bleeding all over the place. This used to be white. And all those souls just falling over in their chairs being like, I thought I could beat you. No way did I rip your fucking arm. But I mean, that takes a toll on you after a while. So now I'm a sad arm wrestler, you know?
What would make you happy again?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He tells you, if he didn't have to be reminded of his past life all the time, this terrible statue, but it's taunting him, telling him to wrestle. Wrestle all the time, arm wrestle.
You know?
I'm gonna go look at the statue really close.
The moment you approach the statue, it moves, very stone-like, it's not alive, but it moves into a position to, like, accept your challenge.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Oh, I forgot to say all the statues around here talk. That's one of the things.
We've been figuring that
Oh,
out.
Picking
okay.
up.
What do you do?
I'm looking really closely at the statue.
You can get a sense, you can see in its chest, it's got a piece of that same stone tendril. It's a different sort of quality, different stone.
I'm trying to
than you saw.
discern different things about the statue.
Oh, okay. You're discerning realities. Thank you very much for prompting what your move is. You can ask me one question. What happened here? What's about to happen? What should I be on the lookout for? What here is useful or valuable? Who's really in control? What here is not as it appears?
What is useful about this statue?
Again, you see the stone tendril, the one you collected from the kitchen. You see an identical one lodged in the center of this statue. If only there were a way to get it, it would be really useful for you to have that.
I can't discern anything, apparently.
When you walk away, the statue starts taunting you like, oh, don't want to wrestle me, huh?
Oh, little sissy boy walking away. Don't want any playtime with the little dangle in your beard. Looks like what Mama made just isn't gonna cut it.
What do you do to this harsh taunt?
Got your beard glued on like it's a theater show.
Riven? Revealer of powers? Seer of deaths? What do you do? Oh my god, he's reaching into his bag of bones. What does this mean?
I'm being overtaken by the God of Death.
Oh god.
And I am foreseeing the doom of the statue.
Yeah? So let me pick those up. You roll your move through Death's eyes. That's a 10. You get to name someone who will live and someone who will die.
I'm gonna live. And the statue's gonna die.
And you get a vision that the way to kill the statue is good old-fashioned arm wrestling. Over the top. And you approach the table. And when you approach the table, the statue, with lightning speed, moves to the table. It gets ready for an arm wrestle.
Yeah, got you for a little playtime.
You know what I do left?
Oh, you need a little bit of a crutch.
The statue pats its part. You take
Now Nancy Drew needs a seat, all right?
Before this starts,
Huh?
Vanus blesses you with that pump I tried to give you a little while ago.
Male pump to pump, I like it.
Yeah. You bless him for a +1, and it works. However, Vanus doesn't like this display of violence, and revokes the bless spell, and you cannot use it again. And
Vanus!
that's the value of the mixed success. Baby, I roll hard. Strength roll, strength contest.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Wow, you're lucky you got that +1. This is a mix. Are you wrestling with your gauntlet arm?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, Nancy goes to school.
Let's see it. It's incredibly difficult. This statue, you're wrestling with stone. But with a fire burst of strength riven, you push and you knock the arm down.
Ah!
And the moment you do, the statue crumbles away, leaving the stone tentacle, which shrinks down and fits into your pocket. However, you know the victory jingle. However, you look at your gauntlet of the mage hand, and you see that it is damaged. And until it is repaired, you will not be able to cast the mage hand spell again.
Yeah.
Some consequences. All right, the sad dwarf is no longer too very sad.
Head back to the courtyard.
He does nothing. What do you do? As people clear your set, he helps. He helps the sad dwarf.
Yes.
Well, you guys are great at learning people's names. Anyway,
Grab it and put it in my pocket.
Yeah, grab the stone. We'll head back to the courtyard.
and now you have 2 tentacles. You head back to the yard. The statue comes to life again to deliver another one of its weird announcements.
We've run out of crackers.
And the statue goes dormant. Where do you go next?
It disappeared. The helmet.
Yeah, it returned to its normal form. It doesn't like being tampered with.
Yeah, where do you guys want to go? We can go pray, which you guys seem like you probably need to.
Yeah, you remember the map? There's a chapel, an infirmary, and death row
Yeah,
to visit.
I was getting there. Okay. We can go pray, we can go take some medicine, if you know what I mean. Or we could go to death row.
Death row should be last. Let's go to the chapel.
Yeah.
Lead the way.
I think it's this way.
You head to the chapel. Thank so much for going to the chapel. The hallway to the chapel is very short. It turns right, and a simple set of wooden double doors meets you. And the moment you open those doors, you are greeted boisterously by a massive orc war chief with an eye patch and the gaudiest, loudest wardrobe you have ever seen. The chapel, too, is decked out with ostentatious lighting and dressing, the center aisle splitting the empty pews lined with magic lights, swirling and pulsing to a beat you can just faintly hear. And this fabulous orc addresses you. Oh. And Gerblin rushes to redress the fabulous orc.
You're too pretty. We gotta keep you pretty. Oh, there you go, sister.
Hey, boys.
Hi,
Hey, Dad.
I'm thirsty.
Yeah. So,
We're looking for stone tentacles.
oh.
Got any?
Well,
He answers yes, and he gestures to the end of the now runway, leading to the altar at the end of the chapel, upon which sits a very excited and ostentatious chest. Like it's bouncing to the music. It's just super happy to be here. And the chest regains its composure for 5 seconds.
if you look over there, we have a beautiful chest.
I can hear it. I'm beginning to think this isn't a prison.
Would you like to get it?
Great.
Yeah,
Yes.
Well,
love to.
see, that's going to be a little bit of an issue.
Why?
Because, okay, I used to command an army.
Really?
Okay, an army! I have an army of orcs.
Okay.
They're all dead.
So this was a demotion.
Do you not hear me? They're all dead!
Where are they?
They're dead! Would you like to know why?
Why?
Tease an extra round.
They couldn't walk my runway.
So you're a prisoner too.
Yes, he killed a bunch of orcs.
Oh, yeah.
You killed a bunch of your own soldiers because they couldn't walk the runway?
Quiet, child killer.
You bet.
It was different circumstances.
You want to go first?
Yeah, she does.
You look like you want to go first.
Alrighty. Hey, can I borrow this?
Go ahead.
The moment Gerblin steps onto the runway, the pews magically fill. You don't get far. You don't get far. Because the pews magically fill with the ghosts of these orcs. And they're just looking expectantly and sort of grooving to the music and waiting for you to pass between them down this runway towards the altar.
You can do it! You can do it! You can do it!
You better
And
work it.
Gerblin makes a performance roll. That's a complete success. Oh my god! You toss it to a ghost.
That was fabulous.
And you are at the chest. Who's next?
All right. Guess it's my turn.
Ren approaches the runway
This isn't going to be
and
bad.
rolls. What's your charisma? +1. It's a mixed success. You cross the runway. The ghosts aren't exactly into it. And you take -1, I don't know, self-esteem. I don't know. Who's next?
Oh, yeah.
Riven,
This one looks fabulous.
revealer of cowards, approaches the runway. Your charisma is... You do... The ghost hated that. You rolled a 6. The ghosts rush you and push you back. Are you threatening them? You do anything different to try to cross?
Vanus,
What? What?
show me the way.
You call on someone else's god. Nope, they did not answer. If you're playing for real, you'd have so much experience by now.
Vanus, you told me to follow this beautiful beast, to try and turn him to you. Give him this chance, make him beautiful as he walks across this.
I'll allow it. You see a glowing hand mirror, the symbol of Vanus, appear in front of you, Riven. And on it, there's like a left arrow, and then it flashes an up arrow, and then another up arrow, and then like a left and right arrow at the same time. And you straight up DVR your way across this world. And there's one person left.
Luckily, this is not my first time. This is much like my church was growing up.
Yep, you rolled a complete success with your performance roll. You crossed the runway. And the ghosts disappear, and you are at the chest, and the chest is very excited.
I've never had so many friends before!
And in the interest of time, the chest just opens. There was a puzzle here, but screw it.
That was fabulous!
The chest revealed, there's a password, we had to get him to say it, whatever. He gives you the stone tendril thing.
There it is.
Thank you.
Thank you! Come back! Nobody else ever does!
We will come back because we
Yeah,
love you.
we'll be your friends.
And it goes dormant. And
Keep
the
that.
fashion orc goes back to, I don't know, sewing a sash or something. And so you can leave and go do something else. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna marry you.
I know where you've been.
You
Let's
head
go back to the courtyard.
You head back to the yard. Thank you, fashion orc. Thank you, treasure chest. 2 rooms remain. Let's hit them quick. 2 rooms remain.
Infirmary!
You head to the infirmary. The statue comes to life and says something funny.
Ah!
And then it goes away. You head to the infirmary. However, you only get into the hallway because the hallway is blocked by a massive orange creature. You've encountered these before. These populate a lot of dungeons where you might find a lot of dragons. But this is no dragon. This is an ochre jelly blocking your way. And it's time to roll initiative. That'll give you some time to operate. That's a 1 for the ochre jelly. We're in a fight. Hoping we get here sooner. Oh my god, it's got a beak. What the hell? Gerblin, you're up. Ochre jelly right in front of you, blocking the way. What do you do?
This is my song of friendship. I hope you fucking like it.
Hey, I'm the third person. It does not respond to your song of friendship because you rolled a 2, the worst roll possible. And it lashes out at you with nasty tentacles and it strikes you for some damage, which I don't know what its damage is because I wasn't ready for the fight. Oh no. It's a D6. It hits for maximum damage, Gerblin. That really hurt.
That was my movie.
Sounds good.
Virillion, you're up.
A creature as hideous as you does not deserve to look upon a creature as beautiful as me. I curse you with temporary blindness.
It's a jelly. It's a jelly.
I see eyes. There's eyes right there.
Oh, damn you, costuming. Yes, that is a complete success. It is blind now. Then you blinded a jelly. Feel good about that?
Banners praise you.
Riven, you're up.
I square off. I look into its eyes. I yell into its ears. I stroke my sword across its back. What are you waiting for? Attack me!
You do your move. What are you waiting for? Roll plus Constitution. No, it doesn't understand your challenge because it's a jelly. And it thinks all threats are equal. Sorry, you rolled a 4. Next up is Ren.
I call upon my Genasi ancestors to allow me to use fire upon this creature.
You chuck a fireball at it. Kapow! Kazam! Jelly. You struck Red. Red, how do you dodge this tentacle of goo?
I'm gonna run around it as a small bug.
You turn into a bug. You turn into a bug. You turn into a beautiful little ladybug and dodge the attack. We're at the top of the order. Gerb, what do you do?
Nobody hits my tits and gets away with it.
Right.
I'm a jump on you, Jelly.
What is that an attack? What are you doing?
I'm gonna body slam.
You body slam
With my bloody boot.
with your 0 strength modifier. Play to your strengths. It's a 4. You guys are getting the worst rolls in history. You go inside the jelly and do no damage.
Oh!
And now you're in it.
This isn't my worst Tuesday night.
Berillion, you're up. Please dispatch this fight. Please.
I cast fear upon this, fear of the hallway.
Fear of the hallway.
Claustrophobia!
You're the only one with decent spells. And because we're still in Act 1, it works. And the jelly spits out Gerb, and this orange, this bright orange, I cannot stress enough how bright orange this thing is, like slithers away through a grate and a crack in between some rocks and gets out of the hallway. And it's gone, and you won a fight somehow. And you head into what will be our last room. Sorry, death row people. The infirmary. It's in a medical wing, but you see that most of the medical equipment and bedding have been pushed to the far left to make way for massive tables with laboratory equipment. And working at the table is a figure in a lab coat, and the lab coat is just soaking, dripping wet. And she says things.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Can I help you?
We're looking for tentacles.
Oh. Well, my name's Calypso. I'm a scientist of the Triton race. And I kind of made the tentacles. But it was by accident, I swear. I was trying to make an army to protect my people below the sea, but some miscalculations happened and well, it didn't work and the army turned into, well, an army of monsters. And that's how I ended up here. And now the prison's making me make more monsters, but I just want to make creatures to protect. I didn't want to hurt anybody.
Yeah, we get it. You're in prison, big deal.
She also tells you that there's one of those tentacles locked into a glass case that you can see, connected to a system of machinery. There's like a pedestal waiting for something to be set upon it, and if the right thing is set upon it, well, it will probably open up.
What should we set upon it?
I wish I could tell you, but my experiments haven't been going so well lately, so...
She gestures to the table in front of her on which there are 9 vials filled with viscous liquid goo of different colors, and then a large empty beaker. Those 9 vials contain viscous goo of different colors. You see yellow, red, blue, pink, green, purple, white, black, and brown. And you see again a pedestal waiting for something to be set upon it.
Hey, girlfriend, when you say your experiments have turned into monsters, can you explain those?
Well, they have these tentacles, and they're very angry, and they could absorb you if you get too close to them.
Oh, like if you tried to jump on one?
Yeah, if you try and jump on one, I wouldn't recommend it.
Seems like that would have come first. Warnings.
Yeah. They were supposed to protect my people,
But they absorbed them all.
well,
And she explains that by mixing the goos together, that's how you make the monsters.
but I keep mixing the wrong goos. I can't get it right, so I'm afraid that's as much as I can help you. Maybe you'll have better luck.
Why don't you mix some goose for us and we can watch your technique?
Alright, she reaches forward and she grabs a blue and a green, and it makes a blue-green mixture, whatever color that is, I don't know. And out pops a little disgusting monster that pops out, and it's biting at you, and it's real nasty and gross, and it's nibbling at you, and Gerblin stabs it, and he dies. red. Blue, pink, green, purple, white, black, brown.
Do yellow and red.
Yellow and red.
Yellow and red. Okay.
She mixes perfect amounts of yellow and red together, and it makes orange. And out pops a very small, like pocket-sized version of the jelly monster you just saw.
Smash it.
And she's like, wait, that's it.
That's it. That's what I've been trying to make.
Put it on the pedestal.
Yeah.
You never mixed yellow and red before?
There was a lot of colors to get through.
There's like 9 of them.
Yeah, why?
You scoop up the little jelly and put it in the beaker. Sure, she does. Do nothing, party adventurers. And a weird laser scans it. I don't know, a laser comes out. And the glass case opens, revealing your fourth, and for all intents and purposes, sorry, Death Row, final tentacle, which shrinks and goes down into your pod.
Got it.
Right?
Let's head back to the courtyard.
Yeah, let's go.
You wanna come with us?
No. Stop asking people to go with us. This is a 4-person party. That is it.
Do you think in a battle they put the best soldiers at the very front?
She has a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
Let's just let her finish.
Let's go.
I have a lot of work to do now that I know I just have to mix the orange and the yellow. Or the red and the yellow.
If you do red and blue, you'll get the color that's up here.
Gargoyle wanders off in a different direction. And that was the infirmary. You head back to the yard. You head back to the yard for one final time. And the statue is there. But before, where's my statue at? Where's the statue at?
I think it's
standing
scared of
right
us.
there in the yard. It's before the statue can say anything, those 4 tentacles like fly out of your pockets, Ren, and regrow to their normal size, which is pretty dang big. And they magically fly up towards the statue's face, and they attach at the chin, the base of the face of the statue. In a strange configuration, they spin and lock into place. The moment they stop moving, the illusion cast over the statue falls. It is no longer a human visage. You can tell this statue is that of the most dangerous foe in all of Faerun, an Illithid, also known as a Mind Flayer. The statue itself then slides to the left, revealing a door beyond. And it points just to the door.
Gerblin!
Yeah. I've never. Okay.
And Gerblin leads the way, and you enter the warden's office. You enter a simple office which is ransacked. A desk lies toppled against the wall, bookcases and parchment paper smashed and tattered everywhere, save for one corner of the room where there's just an excavated hole, and the hole reveals a trap door.
We're so observant.
Where? Yep.
It's right there.
Oh, I see it.
Where the X is.
Yeah, I got it.
Gerblin reaches open the trapdoor and reveals a set of spiraling stone stairs.
Yep. I can do this.
No.
A chill air blasts out of the trapdoor.
You're the familiar one with this prison.
We gotta go, guys.
Lead us the way.
Gerblin heads down the stairs and the rest of you follow. You rush your way down the stairs into a massive cave structure. And you feel a pulsing energy. It's very, very clear. Like the repeated sounds of like magic blasts. You find yourself in a large cave structure supported by 6 enormous wooden beams, reaching from the floor to the ceiling and crisscrossing. At the center of the room, you see the visage you saw in the statue. It is the Mind Flayer himself, channeling dark energy into a spell that seems to be repetitively excavating the area beneath his feet. There he is. He's right there. Can we see him? There he is. With a cackle, the Mind Flayer releases another Mind Blast, that's what the spell is called, at the ground, which finally gives way, and you're just devastated by a wave of psionic energy. Active! Through squinted eyes, you can barely see what's happened. The Mind Flayer hovers near the lip of a crater he's just created, but the crater isn't empty. A massive, pulsating, pinkish gray form is at its center.
Ew.
Slowly shaking rubble away as more and more tentacles than you can count, pull itself up from off the ground.
I know where this is going and I don't like it.
The elder brain, buried beneath the prison, rises and turns in your direction. And the last thing that you hear before you fall unconscious in a sea of white that takes over your minds is maniacal laughter. And you fall unconscious, please. Will our hero survive? Go get some beers and drinks. We'll be back for Act 2 in just a bit. You guys want to keep going? Cheetos and stuff. Before we continue, while our adventurers regain their composure, I do want to talk about some of our fabulous sponsors. First of all, of course, thank you so much to Block 15 and Two Towns for providing your libations. Hopefully you're all drinking. Sign of need. Yeah. I also want to thank three incredible sponsors who really helped us get the word out. The first is Gamagora Games, Gamagora Geek House, right on the corner here. Right here downtown. I'm reading from my scroll of sponsors, whatever. They host RPG nights 5 nights a week. They have a great membership program where it does cost some money the first time you become a member, but it's very easy to get that waived if you're like a student or you know somebody's already there. They have alcohol. It's a lot of fun, a great place to get your game night together. I also want to thank Matt's Cavalcade of Comics on Buchanan across from the Fred Meyer. They also host Wednesday and Saturday night RPG games, specifically D&D 5th edition. You can check their website for more details on that. And finally, thank you to Conundrum House, downtown, also on Madison, next to Castor. They organize actual live-action role-play sort of dinner events, so murder mysteries, that sort of thing. Great for private parties, great for corporate events, and everything in between. They also have a library of games to come play. You can check their website for more, and that concludes my sponsorships. Let's start an adventure. Hey, Ribbon the Wrathful, please make your way to center stage. Ribbon, you don't exist anymore. At least that's what it feels like. If this is what like being obliviated feels like, this is the closest you're gonna get. You barely have consciousness, you don't have a body. And suddenly, more and more is returning to you. First of all, you have a body again, and you look at it and it's younger. It's significantly younger. The scars you've received in your life through battle haven't arrived. You no longer see death all around you. You reach up in your glorious beard, it's barely there, it's patchy, it's embarrassing. And you look around and you can tell and you know what this is now. You know where you are. You're on the street, and it's that day. It's that day you remembered so strongly in the mess hall. And you see some familiar faces. And they're walking down the street.
Oh, I don't know. That Ribbon, he's just everything. He's such a good Dino, yes.
You hear them a little bit louder. They're a little loud.
Oh, stop! Isn't he just like with his thing? He's just so cute. He's so cute. I know you're into him, but you can't talk about him all the time. But it's just my constant consternation just thinking of this man. There he is right now. Don't look. Look, I'll pretend I don't even see him. Hey, Ribbon.
Hey, lasses.
Your voice kind of squeaks a little.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is nice to see you, Ribbon, on this day. It is so lovely to cross you in the lane.
It's nice to see you too.
Perhaps you could escort us away?
I have the 2 arms.
Let us join Master Ribbon across across the way?
And you're walking down the street with two young ladies. One of them is you have a massive crush on, and then it happens. You trip on a strange cobblestone, and as you go down, your buckles come undone, your trainer sword like slices your pants, and your underwears come clean off. And I don't know how you manage it. They're not even around your ankles. They're off.
Did you drop a favor for me? Oh, no. Is this your underthings?
You caught me on the way.
Where? Is this a skid mark?
No.
Oh, foul thing be gone! No, we must be away.
Come back.
We must be away.
You can't be with him.
No.
Not after this.
No,
it's the porridge.
Other things on the streets.
And with that, the girls disappear, and suddenly you're not pantsless in the middle of the street. You're back where you were like 3 minutes ago, and your sword is not cut down your pants, and your underpants are on, and that memory seems to have started over. Let's switch over to Ren. Ren, you are in a white space. At least you think you are, because when you look around, there's no hands, there's no feet, there's no hair, there's no leaves, there's no spear. You're just existing in nothingness. And then you have a body, and it too is younger. And you don't have the leaves in your hair. You haven't taken on your druidic training yet. You are a teenager, and you're back in your home, in your happy home life. And you don't know what's around the corner. You don't know that all of your family's about to die in a fire that you accidentally caused. Your family is just going about their business.
Ren, I am going to start making dinner, so I need you to watch out for your sister for a few minutes.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Ren!
Hi. What are you doing?
I'm playing a game. You want to guess what it is?
Is it Duck, Duck, Goose?
No.
Hey, Ren, stop teasing your sister. I'm
Yes,
getting
stop
really sick
teasing
of
me.
it.
I wasn't teasing.
She was teasing me.
It wasn't.
Guess what I'm doing now?
What if I don't want to guess? No. Don't.
My face!
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Ren! What on earth did you do?
I didn't mean to.
What did you do to your sister?
She started it.
Now the food is burning. Now I need to go to the store and accidentally leave the stove on. This is all your fault. Can you just watch your sister while I'm gone?
Yes.
Thank you.
Get up. Bye. Hey, no hitting. You started it.
I was just playing Flock of Seagulls.
All right.
She refuses your apology and stomps up to her room. And then the room shifts around you, and you're back to the start of the memory, and your mother's not in the room, and your sister's not in the room, but they're about to enter, and you realize you're trapped reliving this. We see a white space. And we see another white space. And suddenly forming inside of it is just a beautiful, sparkly presence. And the consciousness of Verilion returns, and then the body of Verilion returns. And you are, for lack of a better word, homelier than you remember. Homely is bad. Your skin doesn't sparkle with the same effervescence that it used to. Your angelic wings are ragged, and you keep them hidden under a cloak at all times, not for safety or comfort, but because they're just disgusting. And you are in your training for Vanus, and you find yourself in a temple of Vanus at the front of a congregation of people, including the head cleric of your order and your father, who couldn't look proud. And you remember where this is, and you are giving your presentation on Vanus.
Your boy's great.
Yes, he is. I mean, I made him.
Thank you
did
all
with
for
an angel.
coming to my presentation on Venus. You can see the first rule of contouring is that you need a base layer, a foundation. But it's often useful to use primer to make your skin give a natural glow.
You click the next slide, and the transition on the crystal projector, I don't know, doesn't change. And you try to go fix it.
Sorry, this worked here earlier. I swear I practiced.
I think he's adding some levity to the presentation.
Are you sure your son should be here right now?
Well, he tested
It's
positive.
an embarrassment!
What?
Jesus!
What is this?
Junior, I disown you. You have dishonored the family.
And you
Who
feel
are
it.
you?
You feel warmth,
Oh, dear Lord.
and it's a lot. It's a lot of tinkle.
Libby, you know, I have a daughter. She'll probably do. I'll go show you her. Never mind. This is just, consider this a prank.
A daughter. And your father and the leader of your order abandoned you. And then the scene shifts and re-alters and rewinds around you, and you're back on stage and you're prepping, and you realize that you just did this and you know what happens next. We're back in the cobblestone streets of the barbarian enclave where Riven lives, and he is back to being a child, and he knows what happens next. And those two girls approach him down the street. And this time, before you can begin, you hear a voice.
Hello! I'm in your mind.
Hi!
Go about your business, relive this memory, all is fine.
So it's cool. And the memory continues, and the girls approach you. Same as before.
So what do you think of that ribbon guy?
Oh, I think he's rather handsome and dashing, don't you?
I don't know. There he is now.
Oh my God, I have such a way with me that I cannot even look at him and speak about him.
You should say something to him.
What should I even say? Oh, hello, Riven.
Hi.
Fancy meeting here on the cobbles. Could you perhaps escort me and my friend on
I would love to.
on the street? Yes.
I have 2 arms.
Let us say
You're walking along.
on the street. We're going to get ribbons at the shop.
I love ribbons.
Oh, nice. There's a fancy in your hand. You want it?
And there's that rock,
You guys are, oh,
and you trip.
Are you okay? You
Ow.
stumbled upon the stick.
oh,
Have you dropped a favor?
oh, no, that's not a favor. Don't pick it up.
My God.
I was scared.
Is this a skin mark? I can't be such a strong man. This is so...
You can't be with him after this.
What? No, I'll clean. I'll clean.
And the memory pauses. Halfway with the girls walking away, the memory pauses, and you hear that voice.
I could watch that all day, but I don't have time. Now I need to see it in half the time. 30 seconds, go!
And it rewinds to the beginning, and now you feel you have to do the same thing, but in half the time, in 30 seconds. And there are the girls. There they are.
What about that ribbon guy?
That little guy's pretty great. He seems pretty great. I'd really like to be with him. It would be amazing.
I have 2 arms.
Oh, really? Let's go. Let's get some ribbons. That would be great. Ribbon man.
Yes.
That's ribbons. Yes, let's go.
Look what you brushed up against me.
Oh, such a clumsy. Oh, this is fair.
Don't get those bags.
Shut yourself.
You can't be with him.
over to Ren. And we're back in Ren's house. And the memory's about to begin. And we see it again.
Ren, I'm going to start making your dinner now, so can you please watch your sister while I do that?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Guess what I made? Wait.
You're being a bird.
No. Ren, stop teasing your sister.
Yeah, quit teasing me.
I'm not teasing
I'm the
you.
youngest.
I'm not teasing you.
Ren, be nice. Stop yelling at her.
I'm not yelling.
She's only 5.
And she sits on your lap.
Get off!
Slap exciting.
Ren, what is going on in here? Oh, now all of the food is burning.
And the memory rewinds back to the top. And before it can begin again, you feel you no longer have control of your body.
This is what mind playing feels like. Let's do that one more time. If your mind and your body are controlled by me.
And now, Ren, the only things you feel you can control are your mouth and your eyes. Everything else is done for you by some oppressive force. And the memory begins again.
Ren, why are you just sitting there? Stand up and do something.
I'm
And watch
sorry.
your sister. I've got to start making dinner.
What are you doing?
I'm flying around because I'm 5.
Why are you flying around?
Because I'm 5.
Ren, stop teasing your sister.
Yeah, don't tease me. I'm 5.
Sister. I'm not teasing my sister.
Ren, stop yelling at your sister.
I'm not yelling.
Ren, what did you do to your sister?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Now dinner's burning.
I'm sorry.
Now I've got to go back to the grocery store and get more food.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to leave for just a moment. Can you watch your sister without hurting her?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay.
You didn't want to slap again, but you were forced to slap again.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
We transition back and we see the presentation room in the Temple of Vanus. And we see this memory again.
Hi, guys.
It's my son.
Your boy's great.
Yeah, well, he should be. I made it.
Welcome to my presentation on the crystal ball thing. Today's presentation's topic will be Vanus and how he teaches us contouring techniques in doing our morning makeup routine.
This is wonderful.
He teaches us that we need a base layer using a primer to make your skin naturally glow.
You transition and nothing happens.
I swear this worked yesterday.
I think he's adding some levity to the presentation.
What is this?
And suddenly, you hear right as it happens, right at the moment of terror, you hear a voice in your head.
Oh, that's my favorite part. Let's see that one again. Let's go back to the beginning of your presentation memory.
And he rewinds it back to the beginning.
Okay, proceed.
So today I'll be talking about Vanus and how he teaches us contouring techniques in our morning makeup routine.
Reverse, let's go see that backwards.
Wow. And you feel compelled to now do the same actions, but in reverse.
Makeup routine, backwards. Contouring. Vanus.
Okay, very good. Proceed, go forward.
So we'll be looking what Vanus teaches us, contouring techniques for your morning makeup routine.
Wow, your boy's great.
Well, he should be. I made it.
And how we use a skin naturally glow and have to do half the work.
Wow.
I swear this was working yesterday.
Reverse, let's see that one more time.
Yesterday, working this.
Forward.
I swear this was working yesterday.
Reverse.
Working yesterday, this.
Forward.
I swear, this was working yesterday.
I think he's just adding some levity to the presentation.
What is this? This.
Oh yes, reverse that. Forward. Reverse. Forward. Reverse. Forward. Reverse. Forward.
This is an embarrassment!
You know, this was just practice. Have you met my daughter? I have a daughter.
Really? Father?
Father?
And the scene rewinds itself back to the beginning so you can relive the memory again. Let's transition back. We're in the cobblestone streets of the barbarian enclave with the two women and Ribbon. And they're moving at very fast pace.
Ribbon! 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 Oh, ribbons with the ribbons and the ribbons and the ribbons. Ribbons, 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 ribbons. Oh! 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 Poopy pants! No! You can't be with him!
You'll never escape this memory, fool.
He also tells you to do it again in 7 seconds.
Let's do this in 6 seconds.
He got me that time. And it begins.
Have you seen Ribbon? Ribbon? Ribbon! My eyes! Yes, ribbons! No poop!
Delicious. You're trapped in this memory forever. You cannot resist 5 seconds.
5 seconds, please.
Ribbon! 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 My eyes!
What are you doing?
You feel...
No!
And Ribbon, you feel your willpower just weakening as you obey these commands over and over. We switch to the home of the Fire Genasi family as Ren can no longer control her limbs, but has to obey the commands of a force controlling her limbs, and we see this memory in progress.
Ren, I'm gonna go make dinner. Can you watch your sister, please?
Yeah!
Slap your sister.
It rushes ahead and makes you slap over and over.
Again.
Ren, stop teasing your sister! Ren! Ren! Ren!
Jesus Christ.
Ren!
We transition.
You're going to kill her, Ren! And it'll be your fault!
We transition back to the Temple of Venus for a presentation. And time keeps going forward and then reversing itself.
Look at that! You can't resist your platter. There's no escaping this memory. You cannot possibly resist.
And the memory starts over.
Let's go from the top. Let's get into it. What's your motivation?
Your boy is great.
Well, it should be. I'm in.
Welcome to my presentation on Vanus and about contouring.
You are forced to present about contouring and then to yourself. You cannot possibly break free from the memory.
Keep going. This presentation's absolutely wonderful.
We'll be talking today about contouring and how to work it into your daily makeup routine.
I might try it on myself.
The voice that says reverse.
Reverse.
Thank you.
I might try that on myself.
We'll be talking about contouring and how to work it into our daily routine.
Then you hear another voice really, really faintly. And it's a voice you've grown so fond of and familiar with in the course of your adventure.
Hey there, cellmate. hey, you gotta fight this, buddy. Hey.
And then the voice fades away. It's very faint on the wind. The voice of Gerblin telling you to fight.
Fight, fight, fight.
Forward.
demonstration will be a live demonstration. I'll be showing you how to contour on my own face.
The voice says reverse.
Reverse that, come on! Reverse, I said!
And you push, and I finally get to roll dice again.
We'll be learning how to contour using my own face.
It's an 11 plus 2, it's a 13. You push forward. The voice says reverse, but you continue forward, and the two images of your father and the temple cleric vanish before you. The temple vanishes, and you are back in the yard. We are back with Ribbon in the streets of his home with the two girls.
No, this one will work. This guy's a total chump.
And the voice,
Let's see those panties drop.
the voice gives you another time limit.
All right, let's do this one in 3 seconds. I've got places to be.
Ribbon!
My arms!
You can't be wrong!
Every time. Oh my God, that's great.
And the memory starts over, but before it begins, you hear another voice on the wind.
Hey, tough guy. Knock these girls out of the park. Saves it all.
And the voice finishes its message as the memory starts over with another time limit.
All right, this one, let's see this one in slow motion, because I've got some time. I've got a glass of wine. I want to savor this one.
And it begins in slow motion.
Have you seen Ribbon? Oh, he is ever so delightful to gaze upon his visage.
I have arms! And I am unashamed!
And you, not in slow motion, reveal your underwear self.
This is so untoward.
Oh, good thing it's a wisdom roll. You break free from the vision. The two girls fade away. Your underwear reappears. Your full beard reappears. Your gauntlet, your sword.
Wait.
And you are Ribbon.
What?
Oh, damn it, there goes that corner.
And you're back in the prison yard. We are back in the home of Red and her family.
All right.
And she still does not have control of her body.
Ren, pay attention to your sister.
And she's slapping.
Ren, why? Ren, stop it!
Just kill me!
Stop it, Ren! Just stop it!
And as she slaps, she hears a voice on the wind.
Hey, pretty girl. Pretty girl. Just quit slapping.
And then you're
Yourself. How does that feel?
And then you're compelled again to begin the slapping.
Ah!
And you fight back against it. It's another complete success. A wisdom roll. You all have high wisdom. You break free, and you have complete control of your body. What do you do?
I am so sorry. Can you ever forgive me?
Yeah, because I'm 5 and I forget stuff.
And the moment your young sister says that, she vanishes, and your mother vanishes, and the house vanishes, the white space vanishes, and you are back in the yard of the prison, and you see Vermilion and Ribbon all shaking themselves free from a stupor from the ground. You shake loose these visions that have clouded your minds, having pushed back against the rules imposed by the Elder Brain and the Mind Flayer. The yard is empty, the sky is swirling with inky clouds. What do you do?
I'm gonna sit down.
It's been a long day.
All right, these people have anywhere to be, I suppose.
Vanus, hear me. I pray for you for guidance.
Oh, okay. He's like, new phone, who dis? No. You pray for guidance, and a glowing visage of your hand mirror appears in front of you, and points behind you towards the door to the warden's office.
Let's head back up to the warden's office.
Let's
See
go
if we can
that
find
way.
where he went.
That makes sense.
Come on.
Did you get enough rest?
So much.
You head down into the warden's office. You head down the trapdoor. You return to the cavern where the Mind Flayer and the Elder Brain are in the process of devouring what remains of the consciousnesses of the inmates and employees of Iron Wraith Prison. You see the Mind Flayer cackling with delight as he holds Gerblain hostage. And it's all happening pretty far downstage. The Mind Flayer has Gerblain. The Elder Brain and its massive tentacles Tentacles has everyone else. The Frog Chef, the Frog Behemoth, the Treasure Chest, the Fashionable Orc, the Triton Scientist. Heck, they got a door down here. I don't know how that happened. They turn towards you, shocked that you've broken free from their shackles. Let's roll initiative.
It's about time.
That is a 6 for the Elder Brain, and a 19 for the Mind Flayer. A 19 for the Mind Flayer. Gerblin, you would go first, but you're currently grappled by the Mind Flayer, who wants to eat your brain. So our first up in the order is Virillion. What do? Let's fight.
To the Elder Brain.
Yes, it's got all these massive tentacles holding your friends hostage, and it's also just floating menacingly. It's a huge brain.
Venus has taught me the way of self-esteem and loving yourself. But I cast upon you what is only a brain. Self-doubtred.
Self-doubtred?
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt.
Yes. You no longer know if you have the ability to hold these things.
The Elder Brain chuckles. You cast Contagion, a contagion of self-doubt, which is a complete success. The Elder Brain releases its grip on one of the captives. Who do you free, Virillion, with the spell?
Well, of course, the door.
You free a door. Wait.
Don't bring it in front of us.
What do you do to help before you leave?
I take a move and I bash him with my mighty wood.
You bash. You bash the Elder Brain. That's a D8. I haven't rolled that one yet.
No!
Oh, yes.
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 That is not a ton of damage, but something. You hurt the Elder Brain.
Nearly at the station.
Yeah. And then you get lost.
Oh, dear. My aperture.
What? Oh, I see. Next up in the order is the Mind Flayer. Mind Flayer, what do? You've got Gerblin held hostage. Boy, really, you didn't want to free your friend Gerblin? You wanted to free a door?
I have confidence that Gerblin can handle herself.
Yeah, no, I missed my turn, so.
I'll get it next time.
Mind Flayer.
Speaking of handling, well, I have so many choices. I've been in you three. I've been in your mind.
Yeah.
I bear down.
There are darker places than we just saw on stage right here that I could reveal to the audience and they would look askance. But instead, I will simply shoot tentacles at this one in the middle with the beautiful hair.
With another one of your face tentacles, you reach out and try to grab Ren. Ren, how do you dodge this attack?
I'm going to shapeshift into a small ladybug.
You do your magical ladybug, and you do. You turn into a ladybug and zip between the tentacles, and it grabs at air.
Whoosh! Dang it, where'd it go? It was right here. Dang it.
He had something called Mind Blast that could have just like wrecked your whole house, but nope, tentacles. Next in the order is Ribbon.
I sweep my sword at the Mind Flayer.
Whoops, let me stand in front.
Oh dear, no. That's a 2. The Mind Flayer grabs your sword with its tentacles and tosses it away.
Oh,
And it floats on the ground.
there you go, Mac. I'm like a lizard.
And the Elder Brain helps his buddy out. And now, Ribbon, you are disarmed. Next up in the order is Red.
I call upon my Genasi ancestors to shoot fire at you.
A little late at the Mind Flayer.
Me?
Yes.
A little ladybug flies up into your face and blasts you with fire for 6 damage.
Ow!
Which releases Gerblin from your tentacles. Yay!
Stupid.
And now we're at the bottom of the order, which means we're at the top of the order. Sorry, I read that wrong. Gerblin, now that you're free, what do you want to do?
Hey, you ain't ever seen a performance like
hurt.
Sorry, they're not real. I should have.
Sorry, dog, it was a little pitchy.
Oh no, Kirk, that puts you down really low. Next up in the order is, wait a minute, did I not get the Elder Brain turn? I did, the Elder Brain.
Get him, Brain! I have summoned you for this very moment. Go!
All right. The Elder Brain wants to psychically take over the mind of Red and make her cast Fireball upon her team.
Oh god. Red, how do you protect yourself from this psychic attack?
You don't.
You don't.
I call upon my ancestors to protect me during this.
Great, I get to choose.
It must suck to be dead in your family. You're always gabbing at them. Help me with this. Do this.
Jeez.
That's me.
And you're a ladybug. Suck it.
With an 8, you avoid being taken over psychically, but you do take 4 psychic damage. You're pretty hurt. Next up is Brilliant. What do you do?
I will target the Elder Brain again. I need to release his foe things.
With what?
Yeah, I see. You have a fear of fashion. So, I cast fear of the most fabulous of the group.
It's a 6, and when it's a 6, there's an opportunity for the party to help bump that up to a 7 by helping out. How do they help?
You're ugly and weak.
You are!
The entire party gangs up on the Elder Brain.
Yeah, you're not doing a lot for me, buddy.
That's a natural 12. Yeah, 12. The spell works and he releases another captive from his tentacles. Who do you free?
The most fabulous. It's the chest.
Even more fashionable than the fashion orc. It's the chest.
Hi guys, I knew you'd come back for me.
Chest, what do you do before you leave? You gotta help out.
I'm going to send out lots of monsters. He's gonna hug them all with love.
What?
But kill them because they have to die.
The chest opens its mouth, and it's a tiny chest. It fit on an altar. And crawling out of it is a creature called a Terraskew, which, if you know the monster manual, is like the toughest thing in the book. And it comes out, and it stomps that Elder Brain right in the face.
What?
And the Elder Brain takes 17 points of damage. Good job, chest. Not bad. Who's next? That's something I should know. The Mind Flayer's up next.
Well, can I just have a moment here to talk for a little bit? Can I just tell the people surrounding us here that we've said and done a lot of things that maybe we didn't mean. Maybe we felt that they were a little bit outside the boundaries. Maybe we should take a step back and remember what it's like to have your mind controlled by someone who has tentacles for fingers.
And on his chin.
Maybe you can imagine that this is my chin. Just for a second, while I reach out with my tentacles and stab this ogre-looking bearded mother-son. With a tentacle stab in his beard.
How do you avoid Ribbon?
I bash it with my looted guard bat.
Yes. You swing and you sort of parry this tentacle with a wooden bat.
Ouch!
And knock it away. You take no damage.
It was only one. Ow!
And you deflect the attack. Next up in the order is, it's you, Ribbon. What do you do?
I throw my bat at this beast.
You throw
I don't like bats. Ouch!
You throw it. And it collides in the Elder Brain or Mind Flayer.
The Mind Flayer.
You throw your bat. It's a success. And it hits. 4 damage, because it's just a dumb club that you held on to that I didn't think you would keep.
Not all the style points there, Beardy Magoo. Ouch!
Next up in the order is someone else. It's Red. and strikes at you with the tentacle. It doesn't get a huge chunk of you, it just was like a deflecting strike, and you take 2 damage.
But it's very slimy, so deal with that.
It was a slimy strike. Next up in the order is the Elder Brain.
Yes.
Get him.
Okay. Okay.
He's kind of your boss.
Oh. If you'd like to get them, it's just a suggestion. Constructive criticism.
All right. So I got a tentacle attack, right?
You do.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a classic Van Damme spin kick and try to kick them all across the face.
Cool, I can't wait to roll 4 sets of dice. Ren, how do you avoid this attack?
I'm gonna duck.
Yeah, Gerblin, how do you avoid this attack?
I'm gonna cut off his tentacle.
You use strength. It is not one of your strong suits. You're gonna get hit. Riven, what do you do?
I flex my arm wrestling arm.
Strength is one of your strong suits. It bounces off your arm. Verilion, what do you do?
I call upon my cloak.
That's right, you have a magic cloak and we are just now getting to it. and your cloak comes to life.
Hello?
Dendrick,
Yes?
you're going to help me out of this situation.
Dendrick, the magic cloak.
I want to help, sir. I want to help you.
And this is the logic bomb I'm going to drop on you.
Okay?
You remember this morning I put on my 15 layers of makeup?
Yes?
You will become one of those layers of makeup and protect my face from this foot.
Okay. I will do that, sir.
Thank you.
It's a complete success. Dendrick turns into an extra layer of makeup. And I guess this is a constitution check? Okay. And it works and it blocks it. So the only one to take damage is Gerblin, who takes a D8's worth of damage. Oh no! Gerblin, you are down! Yes! Hey! Yeah! Yeah! Elder Brain! Elder Brain! We're back at the top of the order. Verilion, what do you do?
Take my last cigarette.
What do you do? Let's wrap this up.
Yes, the Mind Flayer.
Mine? Me?
Yes.
I do that. Shut up.
Vanus teaches us to be proud of your poops, but never admit that you poop. I dare curse you with dysentery.
It's a complete success. I'm just gonna pick a dice here for violent bowel movements. I rolled the highest number on the dice. It's a D12. The Mind Flayer looks really, 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 really bad now. In more ways than one.
You cannot hide this shame.
And it is the Mind Flayer's turn.
Oh, gosh. Do I have the power to back away slowly?
You do, yeah.
The Elder Brain recognizes his friend is in trouble and uses his get the hell out of Dodge power. What is it called?
Oh, planar shift?
Fuck yeah. I planar shift with my pal.
Oh,
Your fingers.
Boy, Elder Brain, man, if it were your turn, what a great idea.
I got an Elder Tree.
What a cool idea, but it's the Mind Flayer's turn.
No.
We roll initiative in this house for a reason. Respect this big phone die.
I take the club that which was whence thrown at me, and I try to plug up the dysentery with it. Please, just give me a little bit longer.
Yeah, you do it. Okay.
Thank you.
What am I gonna roll for that? You do it. Riven, it's your turn.
Gerblin,
Yeah.
thank you for your equipment.
You raid the body of your collapsed friend. You take every single knife. You got a bad-looking Mind Flayer. Well, be careful.
No. This.
Okay.
Ink out my shoulder.
And boy, freeing them, wow, remember last time when it did like 17 points of damage? Boy, what a good idea. Red, it's your turn.
I'm slowly going down with the microphone, just so you know.
Great. Can't wait for that to come. Red, what do you do?
Genasi ancestors, I need your help one more time. Please allow me to shoot fire at you, you elder brain. You've been so mean to us.
You summon a fireball. Who are you freeing with your fiery throw? As his tentacles just come flying off.
Free the scientist.
You free it. The Triton scientist, you shoot a blast of fire, which does 4 damage. Not bad. And the scientist is free. What do you do before you flee, scientist?
I mix the yellow goo with the red goo to make the good monster of protection.
And that ochre jelly reappears. And this time you had so much goo on you, it's a huge ochre jelly. And somebody runs out and plays it real quick. A jelly pops out and attacks the elder brain. God, what were its freaking stats? 2d6. Oh, man. It does... What is happening?
We're fighting!
Kill it! Yeah! Kill it!
It does 10 points of damage, and this elder brain is looking real bad. And the jelly disintegrates, and the scientist flees. We're so close to finishing this fight. But now it's the elder brain's turn. You gonna do that thing from earlier?
It'd be a letdown for the audience, so I'm gonna try to tag him again. Because I want him to kill me, so they all hurrah. So I go to attack Macbeth over here.
You got a tentacle.
With a tentacle slap.
Ribbon, how do you dodge this tentacle slap?
Stop it!
I bite him with my teeth.
No! Ow, that's my real finger, you fucker! Alright!
You ripped that tentacle right off. Doing 2 damage.
Ah!
Yeah!
And now it's Gerblade's turn, but she dead. Brilliant, finish this, please. We all want to go home.
Well,
Can you free someone else? They put their costumes back on for crying out loud.
Bite his finger!
I'll wake him up by bashing you with my staff.
He's in a tentacle.
He's in a tentacle.
Yeah. Respect the fiction.
All right, hey.
You bash the tentacle with a staff. It's an 11. He is free. You free the frog chef.
Ow!
Frog chef, what do you do?
Oh, I have very hot pizza.
You chuck a hot pizza at the elder brain.
Ah! My face!
It does max damage on a D10.
My brainy face!
The elder brain shrivels under hot cheese. Freeing the rest of your friends. Saving Iron Wraith Prison. You've done it. But not without consequences.
No.
You turn around to see the body of your fallen friend as her breathing grows fainter and fainter. Poor Gerbling.
I try to loot the ocarina.
Yeah,
She's dead. She's not gonna use it.
she's breathing.
She's breathing.
What?
She puts a cigarette in her mouth.
I'll do what I can.
Help her.
Yeah?
Gerblin, you look hideous with all these wounds. Venus, bless her with anything you can to seal up some of those gashes.
You cast Heal Light Wounds, which, max die roll, she comes back up with 8 health. And Gerbling, return to life, says,
And that's why you always have extra cigarettes.
that's our adventure, everybody.